bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. It's a damn shame. This is America. This is how they treat you. Mm, mm. Hold your head up, RG3. You were actually good for the network. You actually did your job. You was on point. For real. RG3 was on point. Now, what is the major concern that you're going to hear about in this scenario? Because everybody is shocked that RG3 was fired. And they say, well, it was just a business decision. Was it personal? Sure it was. Sure it was a business decision. But why was it a business decision? Why did this decision have to be rendered at all? The man had 2 years on his contract. 2 years remaining on the contract. Why was this a necessity? Why did they feel this was something they must get done? Effective immediately, too. Robert Griffin III was not good enough to remain on ESPN. Is anybody talking about the real reason why? Well, this was done for a reason. All of these things was done politically for a reason. They're never going to tell you what you need to know. They're never going to put you in a position where you need to be. Now, well, everybody thought they were safe. Everybody thought they were safe. And the firing came unexpectedly. It wasn't like they prepped him for the firing. You know, they almost found out when we found out. Oh, no. This was more than what you expect. And I knew it was solidified once I saw who was fired with him. He wasn't fired alone. He was fired with Samantha Ponder. Now, I said, oh, I get it now. I get it now. Okay. I see what this is. So Samantha Ponder was fired right along with Robert Griffin III. So I understood exactly what this was about. And right away, y'all gonna think those two were screwing each other at the job and all that, right? It's not the case. That's not what this is about. This is about something else entirely. This is about an arrogant man who works at the job of ESPN. And this arrogant man likes control. And he wants things to go in his direction, and what he says goes. Paul Feinbaum. You've seen the little weasel looking bastard countless times on ESPN. He's like the ESPN's version of Skip Bayless for everything college football. He says the most outlandish things, and there's no punishment for him because they say, well, that's just Feinbaum. That's Feinbaum being Feinbaum. Right? Now, let's take all of that into consideration. Feinbaum did not like RG3, and he did not like Ponder. I knew this was going to be a problem. Now, you might say, Sino, what brought you to this conclusion? One of the biggest controversies they had last year, right? What was the biggest college football controversy last year? Let's see if anybody in here knows anything about college football. What was the biggest controversy last year in college football? Hit the like button. I said controversy. Prime wasn't controversy. He was just the subject of conversation. He was the news. What was the biggest controversy? Not NLL. How could y'all not forget? How can y'all forget this? The biggest thing that they talked about, playoffs. Does that help y'all? The biggest playoff controversy. Let me put it that way then. CFB. Oh, now you get it, Laura. There you go. There you go. People are waking up now. Florida State. And everybody's been talking about Florida State, and they wanted to go away. Feinbaum saying they're crying. They're still crying about the playoffs. They want it to go away. And they want everybody to let it go. But who's the biggest advocate for Florida State? Who has been the biggest advocate? He said, I said Florida State. Well, I didn't see your comment. Well, if you did, then congratulations, you were right. But who's been the biggest one? RG3. Nobody's been bigger than taking up for Florida State than RG3. And just 2 days ago, RG3 posted on his page going against Feinbaum. Anyone who's throwing shade or trying to take a cheap shot at Florida State for being left out of the college football playoff last year must be out of touch with reality. Florida State wasn't a team that kept out because they lost the game down the stretch. They were, let me click here so I can see more. Here we go. Okay. The starting quarterback fractured his ankle. To make light of. The players on that team, the coaches, and their fans certainly were crying tears for one of the most beloved players in all of college football in Jordan Travis. Then they scrapped their way to an undefeated regular season with a second and third string quarterback. That team should be celebrated for what they pulled off down the stretch, not mocked. Hashtag FSU Twitter. Robert Griffin III was fired when he made this post. He went against Feinbaum. Now, what about Ponder? She's always also a Florida State apologist. She's also right there side by side with Robert Griffin III. Robert Griffin III, his wife ran track at Florida State. She's married to Christian Ponder, the former quarterback of Florida State University, who used to be the quarterback of the Vikings. Christian Ponder, that's her husband. So she's always going to defend Florida State University. And because of that, both of them have been removed. So this is why Robert Griffin III, who was the rising star of the ESPN college football, they loved him. They said, oh man, we got a guy here. He's got energy. He's got a pulse. He comes out energetic. He sells it. He's running out with the players, doing the interviews. He was what they loved. Then they turned their backs on him. Right? They turned their backs on him. Because there's even more news to this. So he's going to be paid out all of his money and his millions. They're going to move in a new direction now. Oh yeah, this direction is going to just make you laugh almost. It could make you cry. He's going to be replaced. So it's not about the money, because they're paying him out the money anyway. So if you're going to pay him the money anyway, why don't you take him off the air? They fired him and is going to replace him with Jason Kelsey, someone with no experience whatsoever. We're going to replace him with Jason Kelsey, the brother of Travis Kelsey, because we want that Kelsey magic. And he's going to be fun, and oh, this is going to be great. And guess how much they're going to be paying him? They're going to end up paying Jason Kelsey more money than they were paying RG3. I can't make this up. I can't make it up. Yep, they finna replace him with just Jason Kelsey. And Christina Ponder, she's going to get replaced by Mike Greenberg. Now, other people are going to say they're going to need another female in there but Mike Greenberg is their guy to take over everything whenever there's a controversy or problem. They just give a job to Mike Greenberg. Greeny, that's our guy. Grab Greeny. Put Greeny in there. He's a team player. Greeny never has to worry about being fired. Even though there was nothing wrong with what Robert Griffin III said. Feinbaum. Feinbaum didn't like RG3. And he don't like to be corrected. He don't like somebody taking shots, even though he didn't name Feinbaum. Everybody knows who he's talking about. So Feinbaum's embarrassed. He wants RG3 out. RG3 got to go. That's how I saw it, as condescending. I saw it as petty. And I saw it as a reason and an excuse to try to go ahead and do what they wanted to do anyway. Because they were looking for a way to get Jason Kelce a job. This move right here will solidify that. At all turns. See, that's one of the main problems that they have, is that when you start looking at people who gift people money or loan people money and things like that, right? You look at all pros and cons. But in college football, you want to take something that works. It's very hard to find something that works. That takes time. The people got to trust you, and then you got to go from there. Like, okay. So, right away, Honda's been there since 2011. And you could say she got the job because of her husband. And it would be, yeah, she got a leg up in the business. But she's often defended Florida State when they don't want to talk about Florida State. They want to move on from that situation. But her husband, Christian Ponder, former Minnesota Vikings quarterback, played there. So that's often going to be the talk. She's going to be Florida State out. And I don't see a problem with it. So with no excuse in the world for what they did, they go right ahead and say, hey, you know what? I think it's time for us to go in a different direction. Why? Why would that be a reason to go in another direction? None of it makes any sense. The direction. All it's right now. Now watch. They're going to offer Kelce the bag. So if it was about money and you want to save money, why would you get rid of RG3, who you still got to pay, and you had no problem with paying him out his contract? Or we're going to honor him in our contract and fail out everything that he's getting. So this becomes the new reality. This comes what other people fear when doing business and trusting these networks. It's just a split second, boom, you trying to figure it out. Fox wanted him the first time. He'll get a job. But it just goes to show you the political politics in the ladder. I told you, Paul Feinbaum is the Skip Bayless of college football. No one really takes him serious. But if you make him feel stupid or embarrassed, he'll try to get you fired. He'll get you up out of there. Until people wake up and say, you know what? We don't like you. And then it's over. But Feinbaum knows he's got his fan base. It's not us. His fan base is different. Now they're gonna say, well, RG3 got Rob Parker fired. So this is Carl for calling him a corny brother. They got him fired. And I'm like, well, that part I don't really know. All I know is that the NFL called, and they called ESPN, and the decision was made that Rob Parker had to go for making such a statement. And it had nothing to really do with him calling RG3 a corny brother. It's the fact that he was talking down about like interracial marriage and like holding that against him. So that became an issue as well. Now, so much is made of what we do or how we moved or transitioned our way throughout the years. And because of that, people want to take shots at or blaspheme in the direction of greatness. Now, when the networks say, hey, we're going to need you to do this, even if you didn't feel it, that's when you're going to be tested. That's when you're going to be like, is this really personal to me enough for me to get involved? If not, then you see how this is going to play out. How did I get trolled by Tom Brady? I didn't say Tom Brady was playing again. What are you talking about? Now, yeah, RG3 was somebody who was essential to the college football team, the broadcast team. I think he brought a lot of energy to it on those Saturday mornings. He brought a lot of knowledge to the game, which a lot of these guys didn't possess. He a lot. And he earned his money, so it wasn't his performance. It wasn't money. Like we need to cut and save money. This was a business decision. Them bringing up Florida State and keeping that on the minds of the people was not good for business in their eyes. So take that into consideration. Yeah, you could take it as you may. You know, it's a large world out there. Contributing to it in a positive way, that's hard to get. It's hard to keep that. Now, granted, when I saw RG3 just 2 days ago make that post going back to Feinbaum, I was like, oh. I just said it, I saw it and I said, ooh, like, okay. He answered back to Feinbaum, talking about it. And then I see like late last night, RG3 got fired. Already knew why he was canned. That did it. You are not going to be allowed to talk about Feinbaum. Or even though you don't mention him, you don't have that kind of freedom. Unfortunately, as a black man, they're not going to allow it. Small margin of error in this BS world. All right? As long as they're controlling it, the game, this is the way it is. Now, when we come up with our own thing, then we can dictate stuff how we want to do it. But that sounds like too much work. They got it all cornered. They got all the sponsorships, all the money. If you build it, they will come. If you build it, they will come. It's unfair, unjust, anything you can imagine it to be. That's the way it was. They made it that way. They made the situation so unbearable and so unjustified that once you see it, you're like, this is effed up. Because it truly is. But they don't care because they know you're going to buy it. You're going to watch college football no matter who's there. So you're not going to care. So why should they? And Feinbaum's going to have that job till he keels over. No one's going to push him out the door saying he's too old. He's lost touch. For some reason, that disease only happened to black folks. We become out of touch once we get older. Well, he's kind of out of touch with the new players. I'll be like, and Feinbaum is in touch? That's crazy. I mean, like, we got one guy that's out of touch, and a guy who's like damn near 80 in touch. See, what you want to do is put yourself in a position where you cannot be fired. So, the only way I get fired if I decide to fire myself. And I don't think I'm going to let myself go just yet. Put myself on probation a couple of times. But I'm not going to let myself go. Well, this is a drawback from being a company man. See, when you're a company man, it's not your company. You're at the mercy of the company. And once you start getting too comfortable and thinking that this is your place, they put you in your place and remind you, no, you're not. You see, they got rid of anybody who challenged authority over there at Fox on Undisputed. Skip wasn't going nowhere. Everybody else had to go. Old Shannon Sharp was up there like, look, I'm going to tell you right now, Fox. Tell y'all right now in this office. It's either Skip or me. Now, y'all take y'all pick. Take your time. It was all right. Thank you for your services, Mr. Sharp. We appreciate everything you've done. But your services is no longer needed in the community. But what I do, it was Skip. We know, we heard you out. But we just think we're more comfortable with Skip. Oh, this some bull jive. Okay. All right. When I leave. Well, we're going to wait till after the basketball season, and we'll give you a good send-off, all respect and flowers. Okay. All right. I don't know what my next step going to be. Man, I can't believe it went this way. Now, that was the day Shannon Sharp, everybody thought there was a master plan for Shannon Sharp. He was so crazy, the fans can see the picture better than he can because he's so used to being a company man. See, when you're a company man, all you know is the company. You don't see your net worth, your self-worth. For years, it's like, oh, Stephen A, man, he's in position now. He can crack the bank. They need him. Now he should be building his own thing. Make himself even bigger. We on the outside looking in, knowing what this fool should have been doing all along. Now he's rushing, trying to build his Stephen A. Smith channel up. Oh, I got to build this so they can know I got something too. You had to let Pat McAfee come and do it. And you see how Pat McAfee get treated when he walked through the door. And you've been there all them years and thinking you Pat McAfee. And you're not. And they keep reminding you over and over again. And that if you do try to speak up to them, they're going to be like, come on, Stephen, stop. That's not you. They don't even believe you. They don't even take you serious. Because they don't respect you. Now, RG3 was in a situation where it was not going to be beneficial to him. Now, why wouldn't it be beneficial for RG3? It's because RG3 is playing on a field that is contaminated. He's playing on a field in which they really didn't know about hiring him in the first place. Then when they got him, they was like, hey, he's great. That's why they signed him to an extension. Because they did like him. They was like, man, it worked. We got the lightning in the bottle. This was lightning in the bottle, and they got it. It's hard to get the people to accept somebody they knew that they bring in there. Because with college football, unlike the pros, you got to know what you're talking about. I'm serious. College football is not the same. A lot of y'all make that mistake, but they are not the same. I've seen a lot of mistake in believing that college football is football. Man, that's the same thing. No, it isn't. College football, you gotta know what you're talking about, or you will not be respected. They don't take you seriously. The whole nine. I'm serious. Y'all remember the old school Mercedes? The oldie but goodie. Now, RG3. RG3 is what you're gonna find out is another unfortunate casualty in a long list of people who have been mistreated, and then come out and thank the people that mistreated him. I want to thank everybody for, giving me the opportunity and to do our thing. And, I mean, they just fired you. What I'm thanking them for? I gotta come out and give you praise for letting me go? Where they do that at? I want to be the first to come out and say thank you. You didn't have to give me a job in the first place, but you did. So I'm thankful you gave me a job for a couple of years. And I did my job. I was working. And, I thought you liked me. Right, they'd be like, can you say some good parting words about the company on your way out? I'll be sure. These racist SOBs fired me for Paul Feinberg. I told the truth about Florida State. They don't want y'all to talk about Florida State no more. They don't want to hear about it. So keep talking about it. Now, because I stood up to Feinberg and said something and wasn't going to be quiet, they said, all right, we got to show this N-word. So we're going to get this N-word up out of here. That'll teach them. And that's what they did. Next. And that's what happened. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the old reliable and get me a new one. It's time. She done ran her last lap. Look at the old engine. That's the old engine. I got a newer engine in there. Oh, this is my Bulldog case. But you know what? Just taking out some things I might want to keep. I haven't heard any NBA news today. What's the NBA news? He absolutely did show character. Showed a lot of character. Showed a lot of these characters that's the way to go. Extremely well versed at his job. There's so many different people and so many different avenues to take. Yeah. And then you're going to bring in Jason Kelsey to replace him. RG3 is getting replaced by Jason Kelsey. That was quick. They were already looking for an angle to bring Kelsey in. Then Green's going to get Ponder out of there because removing RG3 would look too targeted. So Ponder's another Florida State person. Let's get her out of here too. We want nobody talking about Florida State. That's why they say, oh, it was a business decision. So Kelsey's going to bring more attention, right? He's more popular. Why? He was a good center except for his last 3 seasons. I don't know why they so strung up on these brothers. You got the Watt brothers. The Watt brothers. Then we got the Bosa brothers, the Juicehead brothers. And now we got the Kelsey brothers. The Kelsey brothers is good television. Plus, we get those Taylor Swift ratings. Gotta keep promoting them. It was sick and disgusting. And I could never root for that team. RG3 became the reason why you don't play with an MCL injury, even in the playoffs, and give it your all for a football team. Because they're not going to give it their all for you and appreciate you doing that. As the Washington Redskins showed you. We thank you, but we're not going to pay you. J.J. Watt was a gifted athlete. He just didn't know his limitations. He kept doing all these stupid things to try to prove how great he was. He pulled his groin, and from that point on, it was downhill. Nobody forced you to play. Either you play or you don't. That part is up to you. Mm-hmm. So Palmer Feinbaum is the reason he's fired. Every time that guy has a problem with someone, they get removed. They mysteriously something's wrong with their contract. Or it's a business decision and they're moving in a new direction. Trust me, I already know. If there was something wrong with the contract, they wouldn't have done business with him in the first place. Absolutely, Frisco. Because I actually pay attention to things. That's how I know it went down. This is a Florida State issue. RG3, if you go on his Twitter, look at what he posted 2 days ago addressing Feinbaum without saying his name. Everybody knew he was talking about Feinbaum. Then Feinbaum says, okay, you want to play? You want to play however? Okay, let's play. And he played. Have you ever got fired on your day off? Okay, homie, let's play. Because he talks too much. Well, no. It ain't about talking too much. It's about him saying the wrong thing in their opinion. When you're a company man and don't go along with the company, well, these things happen. Oh, he gonna land on his feet. Because Fox wanted to hire him, and that's why ESPN kept him. ESPN kept him because he was gonna get hired by Fox, and they didn't want to lose him to Fox. Now that they're gonna pay him out, they said they're gonna pay him. They might try to keep him on the shelf for a year. But since they terminated him, they probably negotiate a buyout where he gets a new deal and waive the money because he's going to probably be joining Fox football coverage. They love sending you these home mags to improve your house. What's wrong with my mix? Vote Brad Snyder for Congress. I don't think I will be. The lingerie party. I can't make that. Sorry. Oh, it's a thank you card. Now, okay. I missed that party. Yeah, I like to clean out old mail, get old junk mail out the way. It's too much of it. Deion Sanders looking like coffee. Yeah, I am going to talk about the Deion situation. But I want to get the full story and the full picture before I start going down that road. So when I talk, you're going to get the info. Now, who today has told you why RG3 was fired? Who told you Jason Kelsey was going to be the replacement? Who told you Greeny is going to replace Christina Ponder? Who told you that Christina Ponder, Christian Ponder, rather, his wife, Sandra Ponder, is going to be replaced? He's the former Florida State quarterback, and that's why she keeps talking about Florida State. That is the reason she keeps talking about Florida State. Spiders love water, don't they? Okay, y'all can like back that up a bit. Yeah. Yes, I've already seen aliens. Seen aliens twice already. And it's more about these things than the aliens. They're freezing my videos. Well, Feinbaum was calling them crybabies. And that's just not something they were okay with. All right, new engine. This thing gonna sound like a 745 jet.
Yeah, I might can't do it. I think more men should get married, but take your body. And then a lot of these bluesies wouldn't want. But I got one more video for you.
For about the past, I don't know, 2 weeks maybe, I've seen a lot of black celebrities and media personalities and so-called journalists make it their business to try to shame and denigrate and shun and insult the intelligence of black men because they don't want to vote for Kamala Harris. They are actively out here villainizing black men for not wanting to vote for Kamala Harris. And I've said it before, and I will say it again. They think they own us. They think they own African vote. They want us to believe that we have some sort of obligation to them, that when it's right for them, we should play identity politics and vote for her because she's black. And now they're pushing the narrative that we're dumb, that we're uneducated, we're misinformed, we don't know what the fuck going on. And the crazy thing about it is, it's the complete opposite.
Oh yeah. old cars back on the road. But y'all didn't think it worked no more. I put a new engine in it. You saw the old one in the trunk. I give it a little road, you know. Let it get out a little bit. Get a little taste of the road. Well, you gotta make a decision. Is RG3 wrong in what he said? I don't believe. But I don't look at it as right or wrong, or who said this and put this in the right position. I don't look at it like that. I look at it as about power and the position of power. ESPN was looking for a reason, because they want to bring Jason Kelsey in. They're looking at views, ratings, and everything else. They didn't know it was going to be RG3, but when they got somebody who seems like he's going to be insubordinate, then this becomes the attitude. And when he spoke out, RG3 spoke out just 2-3 days ago, and he didn't address who he was saying it to, but they knew. They were like, oh, okay, he ain't towing the line. We gotta fire this Negro. And that was it. The Negro was gone. This is what happens when you're not economically viable. When you're no longer considered economically viable to the company. That's right, Kevin. Here they come. This is what happens when you're not economically valuable. Don't forget me, brother. That's what he said. Don't forget me. Your air machine works?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I want to get some air.
$2.
Okay.
It's $2.
All right, thanks, dude. Now, right, anybody could be off. But you gonna be off by that much? I don't think so. It's on point, but I'm an air up old reliable. Then I'm gonna get back with y'all directly. It's been fun. Now I asked this mother. I just asked this dude, did your air machine work? Now, unless they got another one. Okay, yeah, let me go to the other side. I was just about to say, so I'm looking at this damn thing, and this damn thing don't work. So let me go to the